So let's get back to being selfish. If you're being selfish, if you're acting out of a place that is from your own pure personal preference, then you're offering a truly unique gift to the world. You're offering something that nobody else can offer because nobody else has lived your experience. But when you back off and be selfless or more balanced even, you detract from that gift. You dilute it with what the group may want or what somebody else may want for you. And you, by allowing other people to manipulate you or by allowing other people to get what they want through you outside of your own natural joy, then you are not only diluting your own experience by conforming to somebody else's ideal of what you should have or what you should do with your life, but you're diluting their experience because now they're dependent on being able to control you or influence you in some way to get what they want. And it just creates a codependency. Now, none of those things are inherently bad, but they're all less than optimal. Because in an optimal situation, if everybody simply were able to concentrate on their own happiness and everybody were simply able to focus on their own ability to get what they want and need in life, then we would have a complete surplus of everything. It would be total abundance. Because what you'll find is that the more selfish that you get and the more attuned you get to what you really care about, because you can't truly be selfish without really caring about how you feel, because emotions are so powerful, and when you're in any way attuned to them, a selfish person will find a way to feel better. A truly selfish person will always find a way to feel better. And giving to other people from a place of joy, from a place of abundance, from a place of giving from your overflow feels really good. And that is why a successfully selfish person, a person who can embrace their selfishness and just be who they are and do things for the pure joy of it, not for other reasons, such as trying to look better in the eyes of others or trying to do something for someone so that they have to reciprocate a favor. Those are forms of selfishness, but they're very short-sighted selfishness. They're not that great of selfishness because it requires somebody else to do something for you. And anybody who's mastered the art of selfishness has mastered an ability where I guess nobody else is required to do anything for you. It doesn't mean you live a solitary life. It just means that you see an abundance of people who can fulfill any given need or want, and you are able to seek those things out through that. And so by being selfish and by looking for opportunities to take care of yourself and to empower others to do the same for themselves, you truly make a positive impact on the world, because you no longer become someone that other people are dependent on, and you no longer and you'll find naturally, for probably upwards of 99% of people, that they're and probably all people, there's on an innate human level, we want to connect with each other, we want to help each other, we want to be intimate and to create experiences that are true and real and that move us. And we simply cannot do those alone. And if we operate from a place of selfishness, then we operate from a place of our own best possible guidance, because now we know what feels better to us. We know what we want to do. We know our true preferences when we're really selfish and we start exploring, we start getting clear on those things. And when we have that information can guide us towards creating the best possible experience for ourselves. And usually, the better the experience for us, the better experience for other people. From a short-sighted view, from a scarcity mindset, we could look at selfish people as people who are in it for them and screw everybody else. And while that's true in a light, that's more of a novice selfish person doing that. The better you get at acknowledging what truly feels good to you, what truly puts you at your best, the more you'll realize that it's kind of a selfishness for the oneness of everything, and you become this cooperative component that is not dependent on any other person or outside force to feel good, and is completely self-empowered, and is in a state where you want to connect with other people, where you want to be your best around as many people as possible, and you just want to give the gift of your selfishness. And so that is why I am outrageously, almost militantly selfish on some levels, or at least I aspire to be. And especially when it comes to my ideas on taking responsibility for other people. And I see this a lot with parents, and I have no direct parenting experience other than the fact that I'm a father, but that's, here nor there. But it's just so common for people to take responsibility for their children, and you cannot do that. I mean, you can do that. You're not messing them up by doing it, but they're not going to feel fully themselves until they can take full responsibility for themselves. So the quicker you can give someone full responsibility for themselves, the better. The more quickly they'll find their own two natural feet and step into the life they want to live. And I'm 100% okay with looking as selfish as possible, being completely amoral, or I guess however you want to look at it. But I'm not going to take responsibility for anybody else other than myself. And sometimes I'll slip on this, and I'll do something I don't want to do because I feel obligated, or because I don't want somebody to feel hurt on my behalf or anything like that. But truly, to let everybody else take responsibility for themselves, to let everybody else be the whole, complete human being that they are, and even though they're complete, they're always launching new desires, which are always incomplete. So it's kind of a tricky concept, but they can be complete in themselves, complete in their desires, and their desires, which are always reaching for something new, are incomplete because there's always something new to reach for. And so there's that balance there. But to be truly selfish is something I aspire to be, and I will continue to make decisions that appear very selfish, like not seemingly not caring at all about my kid, which is just not the case. I just don't believe I can make a mistake in this arena. I believe that whatever he experiences through his childhood is something that can serve him, and I believe that whenever I feel called to be a part of his life, I will. Why would I not do that? Because the call that I will feel is how good it will feel to do so. That's the call that I answer to, and that's the call that I want other people to start heeding to above all. When they're following their own individual preference above everything else, then the world will flow with a whole lot more smoothness. But when we try to get other people to get us our preferences, and we try to assert what we want as a collective on everybody else, that's when things get cluttered and slow down. They become big and bulky rather than nimble and smooth and flowing. And I don't suspect that the whole world will all of a sudden just wake up and start living a totally different way of life. But I do suspect that things will change gradually, and that the more we can embrace selfishness, and the more that I can feel totally okay with being a selfish prick or selfish whatever, then the better I'm going to feel, and the better that those who choose to do the same will feel as well. And that's what I want. I want people around me who can feel good just by being themselves, and so I want to become an example of that in my life. And so hopefully I captured some looking badliness out of that, but yeah. It's just selfishness for the win, and if you want to call me selfish, please do. I'll take it as a compliment, and I will continue being a beacon of the value of selfishness.